What's going on YouTube? Here I have three different VIPERADE pouches for everyday carry. These are pocket organizers, and I think they are a little bit different, but you can kind of see which one's for you, and I'll tell you why I like each one and kind of show you how I set them up. This one I just kind of put leftover gear in there, so it's not fully done. But here is, I believe it's the VE15. I'll put the correct names of each one on the video for you, and I'll give you some dimensions here. So this one's about 4.5 by 3.25. This one is 6 inches by about 4 inches, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, about 4 inches. And then this last one here is 5.5 by 3.5. So this first one has 2 main pockets plus 3 mole straps here, and you can kind of see how I put the Cobra SX pliers in there because I didn't want to put them in the zipper because, you know, just the convenience factor of pulling it out. So with these pouches, you know, my everyday carry knife is going to be in one pocket with my wallet and car keys. And then my other pocket will have my pocket organizers to kind of give you a simple setup. So if you don't see a full size knife on the EDC, it's probably in the other pocket. But this setup, I have the Cobra SX pliers. Great little set of pliers, work well. I would definitely recommend, if you don't have these pliers, at least try them out but if you're like me and you like using Leatherman's needle nose pliers, then you really don't need these. Here is another go-to. This is a Streamlight Micro Stream USB. Great flashlight for $30. Has a hat clip, belt clip, rechargeable. So great all-around flashlight. And then here I have a pen I got on Amazon. It was 2 for about $10. And I don't have the container it came in, but it's called a Narwhalco. So it's about 3.5 inches. And, you know, I have big hands, but I don't write all the time. I might need to sign something every now and then. So very good little pen. Up next, I have a Gerber armbar. I like this setup because it has a screwdriver, scissors, an awl, I believe, which I don't really use, and a knife. So great little setup, kind of expensive for what I would say the quality. And the only locking tool on here is the knife. I wish the bit driver was lockable, so we go ahead and put the knife away. So magnetic tool, or magnetic bit holder, so I like. And it also has a pair of scissors. They're not the best. They're kind of, you know, all right if best. I've cut paper, cardboard, and zip ties with them. So, you know, I like this, so I'll pair these two up because I like having a pair of pliers and screwdriver. And then in the back here, I have, in this EDC kit I'm showing you now is the one I carried today, and I love the form factor of the small VIPERADE pouch. But a pair of latex gloves, a lighter with a zip tie on the back so I don't depress all the gas out, a roll of duct tape, some large band-aids, about 5 of them. But this is a great EDC pouch. It's simple, easy to use, one zipper in the back. I don't have a lot of tools that fit in this mole. You can kind of see the next pouch I'm going to show you. I'll give you, I believe I already gave measurements on this, but here I've utilized it using a utility knife. This is a Gerber utility knife. I got it for about 10 bucks. I don't know the model or name of this thing, but great little tool. And you know, you could see there's a big zipper on the back, which have a Night Eyes little tool here. It's a little pry bar, a screwdriver with a clip. So most of the time this is on my keys, but I'll show you what I like about this pouch. Here I have a Leatherman Free P2. So I love this tool because it has a wide variety of tools and one tool factor. So I believe there's 18 tools in here. You have needle nose, pliers, wire cutters, wire crimpers, and here's the knife. Everything's locking. Here's a screwdriver, bottle opener, flathead, plus a pry bar, and everything has like the magnetic closure. It has scissors, flathead plus a file, and just some more flatheads and other things, can opener. But I'll show you if this multi-tool fits in the smaller one, just so you can have an idea. And it barely fits in there, just to give you an idea of the smaller one. The only bad thing I think about the smaller one is the fact that you cannot have a notepad in there. So just a rule of thought, and it doesn't fit in the back compartment. Up next I have a Milwaukee 2.5 inch knife, D2 steel, got it for $52. Overall, a great little knife. Has the flipping mechanism to open here. So I could have easily stuck this back here, but I was just trying to show off different ways to use the mole. I don't have that much gear to kind of show it off. But this is just a $5 screwdriver and flathead combo. So it's made out of plastic, but it's a pretty cheap tool. And I thought it was interesting. I went to go grab my armbar to do a task today, which was put batteries in this bubble gun machine, and it did not fit. Which I was like, man, nothing worse than having your EDC toolkit and you can't even do something simple, but this accomplished the goal. So up next I have in here is a Milwaukee Sharpie. These are about $1.50, $1.75. I just like buying them one at a time every time I need them. I have a Pry Bar off Amazon for about $40. It said it was full titanium, has a pocket clip, has a nail puller. I work construction, so I have to pull nails all the time. And if I don't have my tool belt and I have this in my pocket, it really comes in handy. So here's a notepad. I got it for about 33 cents at Walmart. And so most of like the bandages and stuff like that I'll put into the different kit, so you can kind of just roll that stuff over to this kit. But a bigger size pocket, I can see if a notepad fits in here for you. So I bet so a notepad does fit in there. And I know you can put your cell phone in here. I have not tried to do that because usually I just have my cell phone in my pocket. But just to give you an idea of how things can fit or work with this. And here I'll just show you if my full-size Griptilian will fit into the smaller pocket. It does not. It fits into the pocket next to it. And we'll see if the Leatherman Free P2 will fit in here. And it barely fits in there, super tight. So like something that can be kind of annoying. If you have other gear in here, it's really going to get tighter to actually pull gear out. So I probably wouldn't recommend having these two in with each other. And then the last one I kind of threw together. So I have mixed emotions about this. I love the form factor and I love the width of it when it opens up. And here again I have another tool. There's 2 pockets there. Here is a Roku knife. These are about $50. I got this when it was about 10 years ago. But has a glass breaker, spring-loaded action. I don't know what it's called. I'm not too big into knife terminology, but great overall knife. And I'll show you next to the Griptilian what it looks like. Pretty much the same thing except for maybe the blade steel and you know, the locking mechanism. Here I have a Sidewinder. This is a great little tool, little utility knife. The only downfall is you don't get much blade to actually cut things with. Compared to something like this, you can kind of see the range of cut. So something to think about when actually buying a utility knife. But great form factor. I would definitely prefer this Gerber over this one. But at least it wasn't too much money. It's about $10. So here you can see this opened up, and I'll get a measurement on this. This is about 7 3/4 inches. And then here I have a Gerber dime. This is you know, a small multi-tool, very handy, nice. I love this thing, especially for $20 or $25. You can't really complain. And I saw they made a little sheath for this thing to slide into, so I would love to check that out. So here's the scissors, pretty small. Has a flat head here and a small file, plus comes to a point. I don't know if that's for smaller flatheads. Then the other side, it has a box cutter. So I find that interesting because the knife is right next to that. And I was like, you know, why not put a different tool, because you already have a knife here to open boxes. And then they have a small pair of tweezers in here. So very cool little tool for the price. And this, you know, this setup, I just threw random stuff because I was running out of gear. This is a Skeletal. It has 2 bits, replaceable bits as well. And the pliers, and I'll do a side-by-side comparison. You know, I'm not a big fan of this multi-tool because it has a bit driver, knife, and pliers, pretty basic, versus something like this free P2. You know, just look at the width of these two. Here's side by side. You know, these are like a durable quality product. This is like a cheap version or a cheap multi-tool. I broke 2 of these already. Here's a Night Eyes ratchet. So great little tool. Has a carabiner clip, 2 bits. Great to put on your keychain or get into tight places to tighten or loosen anything with a bit. Then in the back here I have a utility knife. Here you can see the length of the blade again versus the Sidewinder. And it also has a nail puller plus a bottle opener, and you can see, you know, it has that kind of angled there so you can actually get under and pry, which some pry bars actually lack. So here it is. It has 3 elastic bands, 2 pockets back here, and this is where I would stick like my band-aids, zip ties, lighter, things back here, and some in the mesh. I have a video on this actual EDC pocket organizer, so watch it to see how I have it exactly set it up. But those are the 3 pocket organizers here. Thanks for watching this video. I know it was a lot of talking and gear. But hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys later.